We are locked in. Thank you for over 160 glizzies and doing glizzy overdrive.
Remember, Raiders get your tub of Biggetti. Baja Blast today. Use code BEES and get you limited edition tub that looks exactly like a Spag can.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this? I don't have many questions. That's a lie. I have lots of questions, but the one that I find myself asking the most often while I am here, Chad, is why are you like this? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Doko. Welcome. Where am I? Hi. I'm here. Buh. Thank you for the pats. Thank you.
PSA. Our Ichikan is metallic. Baguetti. Ink does not take responsibility for lost fingers.
Ismedwo is now following.
Is that like similar to the acceptable amount of like mouse in most like processed foods or like fingernails? We just accept those losses. It is what it is. Dingo, thank you for the 55 stream streak. Dogo, thank you for the stream or the stream. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for the raid. Raiders, welcome in. If you're not familiar with me, I'm got Bees. Beer Bees is fine. I'm Variety B2 because I stream most days week right here on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. I saw one follow come in. Who was it? It's me, that who? I like that name. Perfect. Tuko, what were you up to? What were you doing on stream? I did not see. I don't think that we got a shout out that told me what you're doing, but that's fine. Welcome in. We have Tinko and Nerdy starting a raid. Brainy, Twitchago, Juggernaut, Tats, Dingo, Kata, Abdarian, Doko, of course. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Wolfcat, welcome back. Welcome. Poor Oakham. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, Oakham's really got to
just
pick.
hit the wall. He never had it all one. Xanax a day. His wife's a CPA.
Kyo, welcome. Thank you for the head pats. GT man, welcome in. Oakham needs to pick between raccoon or horse, or some kind of weird, fucked up hybrid. Either way. I should be resting, but I'm not, chat. I'm not learning from my past mistakes. I am instead streaming tonight and put at least half the blame onto Brainy. So
all you need to do is send in a donation. $5, $20, whatever you can.
Tinko, think of the 40 months. What the fuck?
Looking at something list of
what the fuck?
Criminal, guilty, assault, theft, fraud, publisher.
That is insane to me.
Sleep is for the weak.
It's not the sleep. It's the fact that my voice is not going to make it. It is the fact that I am totally better and not sick. I just hydrated. Thank you. Can confirm not kidnapped. Did I say hi to you, Nerdy? Welcome in, Nerdy. Thank you for the 30 bits, the 50 bits, GT man. I'm good though. We're gonna keep the stream probably short unless we don't. Which most of the time, whenever I say this, we don't. But it's probably fine. I'm sorry I missed Monday. I just was not feeling it. I think that I just need to I just need to start taking like a respirator with me. I think that I need to start taking a respirator with me to, like, for adventures. I don't think my immune system's what it used to be. I know, yeah.
Welcome to my short 6-hour stream. Today we're going to watch paint dry.
Wow, bro. I could have just fucking not. I could have not. My ass could be in bed right now instead of getting shit from you. Define adventure. Well, I mean, I could tell you about it. I did not come to my own community hangout on Sunday because I was traveling a couple hours north of me to help a friend rescue some stuff he was trying to buy. It's kind of like a convoluted long story. None of that part's really important, but the part that I think led to me being sick is I have one of my best friends is a cop, right? He has to go into all sorts of fucked up, disgusting situations, and you're a cop. You get called to places where there's dead bodies and stuff. And he's like, there's a room in this house that I cannot go into. And I underestimated him. I was like, it can't be that bad.
Chat. I was watching Doug lately.
Yeah, cool.
And I was really inspired by his stream.
Yeah.
So today, we are doing a 5-minute Canva adventure.
God, fucking get
5
the
minutes,
words out, you fuck.
For sure.
Jesus Christ, talk so slow. Do I ever talk that slow, chat? What was in the room? It wasn't one room. It was the whole house. It was the whole house. As someone cutting your VODs, yes. Yeah, well, fucking turn the speed of the VODs up on your computer that's not from 2009. Now that you have a computer that's not run by a little fucking hamster running around on a wheel inside of it. Maybe you can actually fucking edit things and not have to worry about my ass talking. Have you read my previous messages? I saw one of them. It was something about, I sped up a clip from 100 to 1,000 and playback was smooth. God, good thing you haven't had that computer sitting at your fucking house for like a month and a half. I'm glad it's working. I'm glad it is better. Don't listen to mean bees. We appreciate you. You undershot it. I'm trying to be nice right now. I'm trying to be nice and not point out the fact that you've had that for like 3 or 4 months. But yeah, you want to put that out there. You want to share that with the group. Nice. Teddy, welcome in.
It's okay. You can open your eyes to its magnetic. It still exists.
What still exists? What still exists? Is this Schrodinger's magnet? Does it exist if no one feels the magnetic pull? Anyways, yeah, Sunday I skipped out on stream.
Today, on the OMG Bees channel, we watch bees talk about random things as chat makes banter. Also, there is a reason to buy a brand new F-150, and it's common sense.
Chat, do you have $80,000 laying around to buy a new F-150? Me fucking neither. Me fucking neither. I skipped my own community day to go with a couple of my friends up to like a couple hours north of where we were, where I live. And
look closely,
Jesus,
chat, you can see
fuck
bees will
chat.
live, go out
God
the window.
Damn. You watched the entire Edge Runners? I still haven't seen that. I still haven't seen it. Okay, chat, anybody else got more text to speech that we want to do? Hey, all right. I'm ready.
I redeemed
that's okay. That's fair, Shaper. That's fair because I had completely forgotten. I saw that shit come in and I was going to yell at you and somebody else did something stupid and it distracted me. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Good evening, bees. 5 minutes, starting now.
Yeah. McLennan, welcome in. Bitch, I haven't even started yet. What do you want from me?
I only just got here and heard something about being magnetic. Now I need to see if bees are magnetic.
You really don't. You don't. This is
Hold still.
No.
Mr. B.
No.
Let me grab the magnet.
No. Okay.
Alexa, play Despacito.
I honestly, at this point.
So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they called Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 bees for a quarter, you'd say. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, the important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have any white onions because of the war.
Also, hi, Natalie. Drickety, welcome in. We're just listening to some music and just hanging out. Can we? Can we just put me out of my fucking misery? That's a solid choice right now, Brainy. I was gonna take the night off until Brainy was like,
This is Bun coming to say, chat behave.
thank you, Bun. Thank you. Are we sure red's not actually for the silent generation? That was too accurate for representation. Yo, Nita, welcome in. Welcome. It's a Grandpa Simpson quote. Yeah, but who the fuck watches The Simpsons? Old people. Get out of that one.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot.
Simpsons is amazing.
Yaris, it's a card.
I haven't watched enough Simpsons to know if it still is, but I'm pretty sure that like Simpsons fans even say like the golden age of the Simpsons was like 20 fucking years ago. Am I wrong on that? I haven't watched since season 15. You're not helping my fucking. Do you think that helps my last like? Seasons 1 through 10, amazing. Everything else is mid. So you're saying that I'm right. The golden age of The Simpsons was the year before The Simpsons aired. 20 years ago was still well after Skinner is Not Skinner episode. That's crazy. Oh my God. My fucking head hurts. You're all sons of bitches. What who's talking about a Yaris? Bees tries to form a sentence emote there. What do you want? I'm getting emotional whiplash, like mental damage from chat jumping through their own asshole, trying to tell me about how the Simpsons are fucking incredible, but also it was only good 20 years ago. Like, please tell me how that helps your argument whenever I'm saying that old people watch The Simpsons. Both can be true. Alexa, stop.
I will accept that. Mostly because I am making bees suffer chibi.
That's all you get, chat. That was your 5 minutes. Maybe Simpsons will be good again by the time my summer car leaves early access. So you're saying never. Okay. Anyways, I love you even if you're old, Abdarian. And we've gone so far past Despacito at this point. B's picking his favorites. What is that supposed to mean? I put up with your ass. If I didn't like you, Mid Valley. Oh yeah. Do I need to finish that sentence? Anyways, chat. I skipped my own community hangout on Sunday because I took a trip like 2 hours north of where I live with a bunch of my friends, and I haven't done that shit in a long time. Like, I feel like I've done that a lot less since I started streaming. It wasn't like uncommon for Jesus fucking Christ, Teddy.
I was into Tool for the longest time she was into Green Day. I said we could be a basket case of tools. She said it would be a perfect circle. Then I said, hey, 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 then was told to wait till September ends.
TTS stream, let's go. Honestly, I really need to build out like a scene for whenever you guys do this shit, and I can just toggle it to that and just let y'all take over for a bit. I'll just leave for like fucking 45 minutes and y'all can just, you know, do whatever you're gonna do, and then I'll come back and I'll get a video out of it. You guys will be super entertained, and then I'll be like, all right, catch me up on what happened. For those of you that were not here for that stream, I did an entire, God, how long did we go for? It was like hours, where I didn't say anything. We just let chat use text to speech to run the stream. It actually turned out fantastic. Chat did a good job of carrying the stream. I was really happy with how that turned out. We have a video about that stream if you missed it. If somebody wants to grab the link to that, I would appreciate it. Also, if you haven't watched my YouTube videos, please, like, I'm actually really proud of those. Brainy edits all of the YouTube content. Well, I mean, like 99% of it. We have a couple shorts that I've done. We have a couple shorts that Oakum's done. But Brainy has done like the vast majority of the YouTube content, kills it every time, and I'm genuinely proud of those videos. So it was, look at the Canva. I know, I'm opening the jar. Yeah, I saw. Moon, welcome in. What a perfect timing, man. I just got done yelling at chat. Will Brainy be allowed to leave your basement? Brainy hasn't said anything about wanting to leave the basement. When I win the arena. Glad I'm not a part of the problem this time. You're a part of the problem every time. Want to see a little sneak peek? Hell yeah. Yell at Mune for being sus? No. Yell at Moon for being sus. Is the arena Thunderdome rules? Oh, nice.
Hey, listen. Now, my story begins in 1992. We had to say Dickety because the Kaiser had stolen our word 20. I chased that rascal to get it back, but gave up after Dickety 6 miles. What are you cackling at, fatty too much pie? That's your problem. Now I'd like to digress from my prepared remarks to discuss how I invented the turlet. Stop your snickering. I spent 3 years on that turlet.
The turlet, dude. I really don't know anymore. All I took away from that was the word turlet. Moon, that looks super good. I'm assuming little chibi model. Love that. Old man yells at clouds. Yeah.
Like
Mark. Anyways, chat. I used to go with friends and like buy used cars and do random things. Like I left work early one time to drive like 7 hours south of where I live to pick up a car. We got there at like 1 o'clock in the morning in this rich ass neighborhood, picked up a Subaru from this dude who it was really weird. It was really weird. I don't know. It was foggy. It was on the coast. and our tire blew out immediately afterwards. And we stopped at the sketchiest gas station in the entire town and had to wait on a 24-hour tire repair service to come bail us out because we didn't have like the tools or anything with us to fix it. It was like very last minute and very like sketch on our part. Anyways, shit like that I think is a lot of fun. 7 hours south, still in Texas. Yes. I love doing stuff like that. And when I found out that Anger and Psycho and my other buddy that I've talked about many times before on the stream were going a couple hours north to pick up try to get some stuff to work and try to bring it back all on the same day. I was like, I haven't been on one of these trips in like literally over a year. I'm dropping everything and making this happen. So sounds like quite the fever dream. I'm really surprised that one of us didn't get like stabbed or something on that trip. The fog was insane. We couldn't see, like we should have just stopped driving. We didn't make it back home until like well into the next day. Freedom. Spur of the moment stuff is the best. Yeah. And like, I feel very fortunate having friends that are like super fucking like gigabrained, like people that can fix like fucking anything. And like, I can tinker with stuff. I think that like I do okay figuring stuff out. Right. But like, they're just another level of, I can just make your fucking car work, or you have this weird electrical problem with this piece of this old electronics thing. Anger can just like Anger could just like look at that and figure it out. I can tinker with stuff. Yes. Like having friends like that in your life is just a really good thing. So that's not the only reason that I want to make sure that I don't drop, those friendships, but like I focus a lot of my time on streaming. Like a lot of my free time goes into being live or planning streams or stuff like that. So when I have an opportunity to actually like go on another adventure with them or be helpful, I think I'm gonna start like trying to make sure that I don't just like ghost them on those things anymore. But I'm really glad that I went on this trip on Sunday because we went to a 200-acre farm and it was crazy. It was like a dude that was loosely related to my cop friend, and he had gotten like too old to stay there himself, and he finally like moved in with some other family people and they were taking care of him. But like the past, I don't know how long he'd lived out there, but the land was gorgeous. He had like a big ass pond on it. I mean, it was 200 acres. That's a lot of land. You can do a lot with that. And they had been like raising horses and cattle and stuff out there for years, but he apparently just wasn't very into actually maintaining the stuff that he bought. He bought a lot of cool stuff, but he didn't really maintain it. It would break and it's like, oh, well, fuck, I guess like this camper van that we bought, we're just not going to use it anymore. It's just going to sit there because it doesn't go into gear anymore. I've known old guys like that. Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling. And I guess if you have enough money to own and maintain 200 acres, you have enough money to buy nice stuff and not give a shit. Carrick, welcome in. Welcome. And when are we going to play COD? I don't know, but we should. We should absolutely play COD. Let's make that happen at some point. But he bought like a diesel 0-turn lawnmower. He bought a 2006 diesel Mercedes Sprinter van camper. He had a diesel skid steer, and then a like 2003 or 2005 Dodge Ram 3500 super cab manual transmission 4x4. Like, that truck will literally run forever. You could put 1 million fucking miles on that truck, and it is literally like, it's a buy it forever kind of vehicle. And like in a world in 2024, when you buy most things and you expect them to last for like a couple years, this truck is like a giant fucking middle finger to that. It's like, bitch, you cannot kill me if you try. Like, genuinely, if you have somebody running that, it will just, you could keep it forever. So this guy had a bunch of nice stuff out there, and none of it worked. Literally, none of it worked. The truck had sat for years, didn't start. The lawnmower didn't start. The skid steer, they had somebody come out, and the person was like, yeah, that thing's fucking dead. But you know, since it's worthless, I'll haul it away for you. The Mercedes motorhome, dead. So we load up, and all I know is that, like, basically this is my buddy's last opportunity to get some of this stuff working so that he can buy it at, you know, a good deal. Before, I mean, if it sits there, it's either going to rot or somebody's just going to like disappear it. Because I get the sense that this dude, like, as his dementia progressed, and it's really sad to see this, but like people were taking advantage. Like, he had a crazy nice tractor, and they don't know which neighbor has his really nice tractor. Apparently somebody was like, oh yeah, I always borrow this tractor, so I came and got it. And it's like, what? Whoa, what? When are you going to bring it back? Gosh, I mean, I guess when I'm done doing tractor things. They had somebody come out to try to work on the lawnmower. The guy was like, oh yeah, it's lawnmower is basically trash. Come to find out that I don't know what the dude was trying to pull off. I don't know if the dude was trying to like prove a point that it was dead. So he filled it up with gasoline and not diesel. And for those of you that don't know, like, gasoline and diesel motors, they're similar yet very different. And you need, diesel is like, it lubricates the motor itself. Gasoline very much does not lubricate the motor. You cannot run gasoline in a diesel motor. It's not good. It's not good for a lot of things. But yeah, I think that basically this dude had people come out to try to help, and people were like, oh yeah, that doesn't work anymore, but I'll take it. Or, you know, wow, real shame that you have all this nice stuff. What other nice things do you have? Instructions unclear. I built a shed. Oh my God. The fish are deeper in the lake. You should shoot at them. Don't shoot at the fish. Scrap metal dealers can be aggressive, right? Well, it was nice though. Like, I had to leave town. Legion, welcome in. I had to leave town at, I was supposed to be at Anger's place at just before 6 a.m. And I expected to make it to Anger's place in like, I don't know, half an hour or so. Maybe a little bit less than that. But what I wasn't accounting for was the fact that it was like the foggiest morning I have ever seen here in East Texas. So I basically had to like crawl all the way out there. So I got to Anger's place almost like half an hour late. And then we loaded up and had to drive 2 hours, like an hour of which was in the same fog. The Silent Hill fog. Yeah, it was intense. And like Anger kind of lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I didn't have like my GPS on telling me where to turn, which was fucking stupid. And I didn't miss the turn, but like when you're having to drive like 30 miles an hour on a highway and you're just glad that it's at least early enough to do that without probably dying. We get that a few dozen times a year here. Yeah, and like we get fog, but like that was intense. And it was like very spread out. I didn't really expect it to last from literally me pulling out of my neighborhood until I got to his place and then an hour north of us. If it happens, it happens. I just accept it. Yeah, I mean, that's all I could do. But yeah, so we loaded up, made our way there. It was Psycho and Anger and I in Anger's car, and we met our buddy there, him and his dad. And he seriously, like, we show up, I'm like, holy shit, this place is crazy. You know, there's like a 3-bedroom house, which it looked like a nice house from the outside. All this land, 2 barns, like a shitload of fencing that had been put up.
Instructions unclear. Bees told me to shoot at the fish, cock shotgun, die fish. They're only one way to deal with Silent Hill fog. Shoot into the fog, unzip for evil nurses. Bees defeat the fog.
And we're looking at the house, and my buddy's like...
The metric system is the tool of the devil.
Oh my God.
My car gets 40 rods to the hogshead. And that's the way I like it.
I think that was a super old Texas speech from Kata, so don't fucking yeet Kata. But Legion, don't. We look at this house, and my buddy's uncle is like, y'all could go in there if you want. And my buddy had told me, like, it's gross. Like, it's really gross. And I had been like, okay, it's, you know, I've been in gross houses before. Like, I've had family growing up in like rural parts of the country, and you know, I've ended up in sketch ass trailer homes, and I've had terrible roommates that like had 2 cats in his room that he didn't let out of his room for like 6 months. And I never saw him clean the litter box ever. And whenever he ghosted me and moved out, I discovered that no, he hadn't cleaned out the litter box. It was just cat shit mountain in his bedroom. Like I have been in some like truly horrendous places. So I was like, oh, okay. But he looks at me and he's like, no. Like I've seen fucked up stuff. He used the litter box himself. Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised. And he like ate and shit in there too. Like ate and shit doesn't help the argument. He ate food and like existed in there. It's not like he avoided his room. He just existed in the filth. It was insane. But he looks at me and he's like, I can't go in a room in there. Like I cannot do it. So at that moment, I was just like, oh, okay, well, you know, I guess we're going to do it though. Like, I guess we're going to go at least check it out. And the 4 of us walk into this house, and the first room I'm noticing like what looks like clumps of hair on the ground. And like the first room you walk into, I think it was a bedroom, but they had filled it with like shelving. They had filled it with shelving, and it was just like a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, okay, there's like a lot of dog hair and stuff in here. Well, there was a lot of dog hair, but as I walked into like the next room, I started realizing like how much like dog poop was on the floor. And not just on the floor, but like stepped in and walked around throughout the house on the floor. And then I realized that not only is there dog hair and dog poop all over the floor, all matted together and terrible, but the little like hairy fluff balls that I was like, what the hell are these? Were mice. They were mice that were very much not alive. And there weren't like one or two of them. There were probably hundreds of them that you could see that were just like out on the floor. And that was like 2 rooms into the house, dude. It was awful. Like, I can't smell very bad. Like, I can't smell very much because of my COVID nose. I went into Asmon's house. I guarantee you this was multiple levels worse than Asmon's house. Just burn it all down. Yeah, I'm regretting Bees going live today. Yeah, well, if I had to suffer, you guys have to suffer too. So like, I'm like 2 rooms into this house. Basically, I've walked into the first room, through a hallway, into like the dining room. And like, that's when it hits me that all of these are mice. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to touch anything. I don't even want to get my phone out. Like, I've been in a house that's at least in that same category. Yeah. Yeah. I believe it. I do. So it's crazy though, because like this dude bought nice stuff, right? So like there's a nice grandfather clock that had like, it showed like the moon phases, and there's a bunch of antiques. Like the furniture in the sitting room and like the dining room was very nice. I say very nice. It was obviously all ruined, but like there was a nice like glass display cabinet with like a bunch of sterling silver stuff that was like legitimately, you could see it stamped sterling, like just, yeah, was very nice. They nicely ruined. Exactly. So I'm just like getting whiplash here from how absurdly disgusting this house is. And I turned to go into the kitchen, and I almost walked into, you know, one of those fly traps that you hang from the ceiling? Like you pull the Legend. I mean, I guess that's topical.
For the love of God, just burn that house down. Don't
Yeah,
say a word.
really.
Walk to
That
the
would have
car,
been.
drain out the gasoline from the tank.
That would have
and
been
just burn it
like.
down. No words.
I don't think that they could honestly clean it. I think that you would have to strip, like you'd have to pull up all the flooring, take the walls down to studs, maybe even replace like some of the baseboards and stuff. I don't know if baseboard's the right term. Like the bottom board of the studs. The smell of it burning will be worse. Yeah, but at least you could fucking leave. The subfloor. Yeah, you would have to tear all that shit out. If you took it to concrete that you resealed and then like the studs, I guess at least you could keep like the brickwork and the roof and all that. I don't know if it would be worth it. Genuinely, it may be better for them to just bulldoze that shit. Like genuinely. But I walked into the kitchen and I almost, cause I'm a tall dude, right? I got about 2 inches away from face first walking into the most clogged up with dead flies fly trap I have ever seen in my entire life. I matrix around that shit. It was, my life flashed before my eyes. I almost didn't make it, Chad. And then I look around and I see that I'm in this kitchen, and it is just like stuff stacked on top of stuff, stacked on top of stuff. And I've realized that the smell has gotten exponentially worse. And my buddy looks at me and he's like, this next room is the one that I can't go into. And he legitimately just walked out. And he was like, y'all can open up that door if you want to, but I'm not doing it again. So of course, like we have to look in. And Psycho and Anger look first. I thought that Psycho was like actually about to lose it. Like he opened the door and basically immediately had to like turn around and run out. And I don't even know if Anger actually looked into the room, because when they opened the door, it was like, it was awful. It was so awful. And I pushed the door open a little bit more, and it was just, I think it was the bedroom. I think it was the bedroom, and it was just stuff piled on stuff, but there was so much hair. The smell is so strong, your eyes water. Yes. Like, and even though I couldn't really smell it that much, like, it was still making my eyes water. Like, it was bad. Wear a mask if you ever go back. Definitely. Like, definitely. I underestimated that house. I did not think that it was going to be that bad. Like, I had heard like, oh yeah, this dude basically, like, as his mind started to go, he started like, he just adopted every dog that he saw. So he ended up with like 25, 35 dogs, apparently. Like, he was in the process of renovating some sheds in the back to turn them into kennels to house more dogs. He had been married like 5 times, and he was living with like a girlfriend at the time. And I think that she like drove a lot of that behavior towards the end. Was just like, oh no, we gotta adopt all the dogs. And so they adopted all the dogs. Because just thinking of what you see when you watch the hoarding shows, it was so much worse than anything I've ever seen on TV.
A boba, I got nothing.
Hey, thank you for the 31-month resub, dude. Holy. But yeah, so I peeked in there for a second. I looked around and was just like, that is fucked. Nerdy isn't Zolka in chat. Zolka's super nice. I meant Zolka. What's wrong with you, Nerdy? Yeah, I noped the fuck out of there. None of the entire house was like that. Like, I had to, I don't know why we did that to ourselves so early in the day, because I like basically took a mini shower with bottled water, trying to just feel better about myself. I wasn't even in that house for like 5 minutes, and it like clung to you. It clung to you, dude. Firearms. You just missed like me lamenting about the most disgusting house I've ever been in. Shower in a can would be better. I was underprepared. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Genuinely. If I ever go back there, first off, I will only go into that house if it's absolutely necessary, and I will absolutely like suit up for that. Intimidator, thank you for the 15 months. Thank you. Yeah, it was chat, don't fuck around with, I don't know if that's what's made me sick. Like, I think it may just be that I was running on like no sleep, because like while I get up early every day, I don't get up at like 4:30 every day. And like I tried to go to bed, but I was running on like no sleep. Cost $800K, I assume, with all the prices these days. Well, that's like the fucked up thing, AKD, is like the kind of person that can buy, Benedictus, welcome in. The kind of person that can buy 200 acres of land can afford to just build whatever the fuck house they want on that land. So like that house is a net negative to that property value. Mold especially, or falling through a rotten floor. Yeah, luckily this was like obviously concrete slab. So like what do you even do with this? Like, I genuinely think they'd be better off just torching this house. It really depends on where that 200 acres is. Yeah, that's true.
Bees was the vision of that smell. First he rubbed alcohol, then he tried gas. Curse of Shithouse. The memory of the shithouse is very powerful.
It is a very powerful memory. But yeah, we shouldn't have gone in so early, and the rest of everything was a lot better than that. Like, Anger and I successfully started the camper van, and it was super cool, and I hope that Anger ends up getting it. It's kind of a basket case because it's a really nice van, but it got put out in a field after its transmission died, and it's been there for like the past 4 or 5 years. So it won't go into gear. The paint, like the exterior's fucked. The windows need to be resealed, but it has a really nice 6-cylinder diesel motor in it. It has good bones. Like, there's not a lot of water damage inside. There's some. You know, we started it up and let it ran for a bit, and then we realized that diesel was leaking everywhere because it has a split fuel line. You know, the transmission legitimately just needs to be replaced. Yeah, it can be fixed. However, if it sat out there for another couple years, it would probably be too far gone. It's basically like right on the edge, and it'll never be like a looker again. What's the horror shows? Used to work with real estate. There's some serious hazards in so many ways with old, abandoned, etc. Yeah. I went into a house that was condemned, and there was weight bench that had the bar and weights solid rusted on it. EPA came in and ruined a family because they didn't respect the scum cabbage or something that was growing over their yard, and they took their property from them. Insane. Holy. Whoa, Squirrely with the 2 years. Thank you for the 24 months, Squirrely. Thank you. And thank you all for the hype train. So that was neat. And then we were attempting to do some more investigating on the Mercedes, but it was getting warmer. So the yellow jackets that live somewhere in the van decided to suddenly swarm the van. So Anger and I had to make a tactical retreat from said van. Mike, welcome in. Yeah, you mowed over the species of plants, so fuck you and your property. It's ours now. That's crazy. That's wild. That is nuts. Yeah. You did take your allergy meds after that house visit, right? Bro, allergy meds would not help. I don't even have that many allergies, apparently. Like, I had a panel done recently because of all of this like lung stuff and coughing that I've been going through. And they were like, yeah, it turns out that like you're not really allergic to much. So I hate yellow jackets. They're the worst. Yeah, they're spiteful little bastards. Yeah, we escaped that. I didn't get stung by one. Had a couple buzz me, but like it was fine. It took us a minute to figure out that the diesel lawnmower was filled with fucking gasoline. So that was stupid. And we rigged it up to drain all of the gasoline. And we tried to get that shit running. But I mean, who knows what that gasoline did? It sat in there for a long time, like all up in the injectors, and like, it's probably going to need like a complete going through. Apparently the dude wants like $4,000 for that shit. And it's just, I think I picked up black lung and probably a parasite or 3 from it. Been in a few sites like that, was young and stupid, didn't wear PPE. Make sure to buy and wear a respirator, kids. Yeah, and like I regret having gone into that house without like a real fucking mask on, you know?
And they have photographic memory. So they will remember stinging you if you decide to go back in there.
Well, if I decide to go back in there, I'm going to have like 17 cans of wasp spray. Because that's going to have to happen eventually. Hopefully it's going to be like the dead of winter, because supposedly they want to have all this equipment moved off of this property and like the house handled in like the next couple months, which is, I think, really ambitious, but you know, we'll see. Bees and Yellow Jackets team up to take on the ultimate enemy, the Hornets. if they would team up with me. So you had to suck the gas out? No, we just rigged up the fuel pump to run and poured it in, or had it like shoot all the gas out into a gas tank. So like we didn't have to siphon it or anything. Why you throwing stuff at me? 7 stream streak. Thank you. Thank you, Firearms Instructor. But I don't know. It's a cool lawnmower, but like, ugh. Found 200 acres for 249,000 Canadian. It's just at the ass end of nowhere with a house and barn. Real estate agent dare not even bring it up. They're talking about this property going for anywhere from like 900,000 to like 1.3 million. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's kind of not. Like, it's close-ish to the town that's nearby, and it's not like so far away. I mean, it's only like 2 hours away from where I live. It's not like it's literally, 4 hours away from civilization. It's 15 minutes from civilization, and it's like 30 minutes from a bigger town, 1.3 mil. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get 1.3 mil, but it's a nice 200 acres. It's right off a highway. It has like a sizable pond on it. It has 2 barns. It has like electrical, a well. Like, I'll buy it for bees with clout. I would love to have that property. Let me know if you need any real estate info. Not super familiar with Texas. Know a bunch of stuff. Have my own businesses. Dropped an ungodly amount on re-education over the years. I mean, definitely. I mean, eventually I would love to buy some property. I have some family property somewhere. But I don't know if I'll ever live on it. So
I may have retreated this time, but ooh, baby, wait till I get back. I gonna fuck those yellow jackets up. I gonna turn their yellow jackets to red. With wasp blood pollen.
To be fair,
we'll get it revenge.
To be fair, Legion was not here for me getting frustrated with all the Texas speech. And these have been strangely topical. That's not far off from what I'd expect these days for a place that size, but Legion, seriously, like, less random bees RP for tonight, please. It's not far off from what I expect these days for a place that size in an area where people want to live. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a Legion Texas speech. I'm not shocked by that, Brainy. But the skid steer was like the big one, right? Like, the skid steer is really what my buddy was after. And like, for those of you that don't know what a skid steer is, here, hold on. Actually, I just have a picture of it, so. Actually, that's probably the fucked up one. Hatu, thank you for the 7 stream streak. Okay, this is a skid steer. This thing right here. Actually, I mean, this actually has everything on it that we need. Baby Killdozer. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Mercedes van. This is the skid steer. This is the trailer. And this is that that Dodge truck. This is the house back here. So, I mean, it's a nice look. It's a brick house, a metal roof. It's a nice looking house. But this skid steer, they had somebody come out and the person was like, "Oh yeah, it's basically trash. It won't start anymore. It's just, it'd be better if you just let me haul this off for you." And not only was it the skid steer, but these little things like this bucket, you can there's all these different attachments that you can use for these. Like this skid steer actually has like a mower deck attachment, like a tree uprooting attachment, a bucket, and like one more. Is that on there with straps and not chains? Well, we redid it with chains after this picture because we didn't really have any. But then we found some. So there were chains put on it after this. Yeah. But it's a ridiculous thing. Like these aren't inexpensive. I don't know what a used skid steer goes for, but a skid steer with a bunch of attachments, and this one doesn't have like a ton of hours on it, I would assume would be like tens of thousands of dollars. And like this one has AC. This one has AC and a bunch of other nice stuff. So it just makes no sense to let it rot in a field or let somebody take it off your hands. And we show up and they're like, yeah, it hasn't started. It hasn't started in like 3 years. You can't really work on these without being able to lift this arm up. And you're not going to lift this arm up if it's dead to the world. The small ones hold their value better because more contractors have use of them. Even gardening contractors would like one of this size. Yeah, I mean, we could just look real quick. Hold on. And L2 teen used. Let's see. Maybe this? I don't know. No, you don't get to fucking know. Yeah, so like 25 grand for this one. And this looks pretty similar, probably with like more hours. 30 grand for this one. 40 grand for this one. You know, anyway, so I'm assuming anywhere from 20 to 40 grand for one of these without attachments. And like this one has like 4 or 5 attachments. We had to basically hotwire this thing. And by we, I mean Anger and Psycho. So we had a power probe trying to figure out like what, you know, electrical components are working, you know, like what's the startup sequence? Is that the camper? Yeah, that's the camper in the background. Like add 3K for individual attachments? Probably. I mean, probably on like the low end. I bet. Okay. So, skid steer mower deck. Let's look. So this one looks pretty similar to what they had out there. And it is $10,518 to $13,370. Yep. Yeah, I mean, some of these aren't that expensive. Like this one's 4,000, but it was definitely not just like a standard duty one. It was like pretty serious. I was way off. Well, and that's like the thing. Like some of these just get like absurd. Like this one's $20,000. I don't think it was a $20,000 one, but I'm sure knew that this was like a $10,000 attachment. But yeah, it had like 3 flat tires. One of the tires or 2 of the tires were like off of the bead of the wheel. And you could get like, we got power onto it, right? But there's a sensor for are you sitting in the seat? There's a sensor for, is your seatbelt buckled? There's a sensor for, is your door closed? And then there's no key. You have to like enter in a code and then like hit the right series of buttons to start this thing. So I'm Googling how to, what's the startup sequence for these? What's the usual code? They're looking up like, what the fuck are these? Like the first thing that I see is basically that these are known for having like questionable wiring, and that a lot of people just replace the factory wiring harnesses. So that's fantastic news. The battery's dead as fuck, and the batteries on these things are behind this giant metal panel right here, and it is not a small battery. Like, it's a diesel motor. So we hook up like multiple jump packs to it, and we bypass the electrical panel that's on the inside here, and they're testing. Psycho and Anger are like, well, let's see like if the relays are bad. And this is like, we've been at this for like an hour already. And then come to find out that like we pull one of the relays, it's not working. And a relay basically is like an electrical component that has like two different states, and it's usually like an on or an off. And if your relay's bad and it can't toggle to, and this, I'm not explaining this very well, but like if it can't toggle to like the on state to let the power do the power things, then your shit's not going to work. Right. So we're like, okay, fuck it. What if we just pull one of these relays out and just fucking hold it and then try to start this thing? And we managed to get it to turn over. It's how they make money, make it complicated so it can only be fixed by corpos. Yeah, and I mean the bigger tractors and stuff definitely suffer from that even more, but like just rip the fuses out. Like, but you don't know what fuses are required for the fucking thing to work. I'd never worked on a skid steer before. Literally none of us had ever worked on a skid steer before. Turnover means like the engine tries to start. So you hear it actually like the engine doing engine things. Yeah. Well, it turned out that literally every one of the relays in the relay box or in the fuse box was bad. So, you hear the starter motor rotate. Yeah. I promise you, bigwigs approving stuff in an attempt to save money or sell it sooner, never because it's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, this is the cockpit of it, I guess. But yeah, it has like joysticks and yeah, I mean, this whole thing is like switches and readouts, and there's all sorts of crazy shit in here. But yeah, it wasn't dead to the world. It just had electrical issues, and luckily it was just electrical issues, because if it had been like hydraulic or something, we would have been so fucked. We didn't have the expertise to work on that kind of thing or whatever. We managed to get 3 of the tires inflated. We stole a bunch of relays from other vehicles that were out there. We got it actually running and moving.
Hear me out, B. Can this be made into a gaming setup, Kappa?
I bet you could. But we tried for like half an hour to get this stupid tire to seat. And have y'all ever seen like the tire trick where they spray like flammable like brake clean or something into a tire, and then it's not even by hand, but you're welcome. The thing where they spray like brake clean into the tire and then ignite it to get it to reseat. We definitely had to do that, and that's definitely the grass on fire. You've always wondered if it actually works. It does. It does actually work. It wasn't the first time that we've had to do that, but I don't know. The wheel was bent, but it's a steel wheel, so we just beat it back into the general shape that it was supposed to be and lit it on fire. And it took a lot of attempts because this is not like a very forgiving tire. and it's a pretty small wheel. So yeah, there was so much brake clean that basically it was floating on top of the water. And like at one point, Enger walked over and was like trying to stomp out the fire, and it was just spreading the brake clean out, which was making more fire. You have to do it quick too, yeah. So basically, you spray like a bunch of brake clean in it, and you need the brake clean to ignite in the wheel. Otherwise, because it needs to like burn and expand and cause like on a, I don't know if like, okay, chat, there's a wheel, right? And there's like this bead on the exterior of the wheel. And on the tire, there's basically like a little part that like locks into this. And like, that's the difficult part about inflating a tire whenever it hasn't been inflated on the wheel before, is it needs to actually like seat on that bead. And you need like a lot of pressure quickly to do that. It could explode in your face if not done right. That's kind of why it took us so many attempts, because we were being so like timid with the brake clean, right? Like we didn't want it to like, we didn't want it to blow up in our faces. And it kind of did blow up in my buddy's face, and he lost some eyebrow hairs, but he was fine. Will this work? I think this will work. Well, let me actually play it. I have a little video of the skid steer like running around. But it's a pretty cool little machine, right? I'm proud of chat for not making an inflation joke. We've grown. That or you're scared of Brainy right now. Red summon Ken Pender's reference. Let sleeping hedgehogs lie. I can't ban him. He's my fishing buddy. Oh my God. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, I found a computer that had an ancient graphics card in it. It had a Pentium D in it and a P280 NVIDIA graphics card. Maybe I think it's a 280. Yeah, it's old. Old. Hiding from bees. Oh my God. What else do I have? You get a New Holland 50 HP tractor for less, and it has a whole 50 horsepower. Randomus, welcome in.
Yo, my busy bees. My guy's off the wire right now. He's talking about a tire. But listen here, folks, because this is a clever bee. He got you all a code, you see. It's to get 10% on advanced GG. And here's the code, it's just bees. But make sure you write in caps, if you please.
I'm pretty sure it's OMGBs, but maybe not. I can't remember right now. ADV, hold on. Oh, I have gross pictures to share with you. So the one problem with the truck, apart from the fact that it sat forever, which, you know, no big deal, that they used it to like carry around a bunch of dogs and stuff. And yeah, it's gross. It didn't smell good. Hi, Leah. Welcome in. I love you.
What do you say when you see a bee on the internet that is super cute and super funny and who you should subscribe to? You say, OMG.
Oh my God, it's me. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry.
OMG.
Thank you for the head pads. Thank you, thank you. It was really gross. It has become the new floor. Look in the cup holder. There's so much hair. Yeah. Yeah, it was just as bad, if not worse, in the house. That's hair? Yes, that's hair. That's dog hair. Thought it was dead grass? Nope. That's dog hair. Yeah. I helped him clean out and a random steak knife and like, you know, who the fuck no? There was so much random stuff in here. For real, a hazmat suit. For real. Poop knife. It's not a poop knife. I actually threw away that steak knife that did not look like there was any poop on it. I didn't understand this picture when you sent it to me. It's the back of this truck and it is disgusting. The good news is it did clean up, like it cleaned up pretty decently. It's not good, right? And I think what will probably end up happening is that this will all get ripped out and replaced. You can get like a vinyl like piece of flooring for all this for surprisingly cheap. Like you can buy a whole new interior for this truck and it's not too outrageously expensive. So faith in people still, it was not a poop knife. Nothing about this is good news. Look at it. That cleaned up like pretty well. Like it needs more cleaning. Don't get me wrong. Makes me want to go get an old Dakota again. Yeah, Sam. Yeah. I miss mine. Anyways, it was really fucking cool. It was like magic, seeing Anger and Psycho like backwards engineer how to bypass just enough things to get that skid steer started. And again, basically it was like, if we didn't rescue this stuff from that property, like now, it would have ended up who knows where. So it still surprised me that vinyl interiors and trucks didn't stay popular since they're so easy to clean no matter the damage, right? Yeah, and that's kind of like the thought with this one is like, if you're going to replace the interior, just grab a vinyl one. You can just spray that shit out if you want to. Are cars cheap in America? Because man, everyone's like, I'm gonna get a car and fuck around with it. And here I am like, ha ha ha, car, yeah. Maybe like relatively, but and like the prices have come down for used cars a little bit. And they used to be really inexpensive, but yeah, it depends on what and where. But like this truck would not be inexpensive. I mean, it wouldn't be as much as a new truck, right? But like, I think a lot of people would actually want this truck more than like a new diesel truck, because this is before the DEF fluid, you know, I think it's like diesel exhaust fluid. This is before the emissions regulation. It's manual, it's 4-wheel drive, it's a dually, like it is. DEF fucking sucks. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've never had to live with it, but what can I say? There are more secondhand car shops which are cheaper than most other countries. Yeah. Problem is that you need a car in like 75% of this stupid country. Yeah, that's definitely true, and that's like super true around here. It's actually just is it really? That's I don't know. It's crazy to me because it's like, it's to save the environment or whatever, but it is there's so much of it, and it's in these plastic and cardboard boxes and stuff stacked up everywhere. And it's like, it doesn't seem like a net positive. It really doesn't. You need a car in nearly 100% of Canada. Yeah. Well, Canada's a weird place. Microplastics boy. Yeah. They use synthetic urea rather than au natural. Yeah. Yeah. DF. Yeah. So like if you go to like a truck stop in America or like auto parts stores, you'll just see boxes and boxes and boxes of this diesel exhaust fluid. It's an additive that you have to use on trucks that are like newer than what year? I don't know. AdBlue for the Europeans. Ah, okay, okay. Fuel prices I might pay. But yeah, this truck, you don't have to put this in it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what used prices on, let's say, we could go to, hold on just a second, chat. True Car, or no, it's, what's the fucking site that like you can search on a bunch of different sites at the same time? Used car aggregator. Auto Tempest. Okay. Carfax? Nah, not Carfax.
Bees, I am sorry in advance, but if you pee in your diesel truck, it's a Peasel truck or a Bis truck.
Oh my God. Dodge 3500. We'll do, fuck, I don't know. What's DFW zip? We'll do 75201. And advanced, we need, oh, yeah, that's right. Choose. Four-wheel drive. 4. Yeah, like, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me look at, you get rid of this. Okay. Love it when love it when Bees enters numbers, the faces, yeah. Okay. So with our super awesome investigatory skills here, I would say that it is probably going to be like similar to maybe like this truck right here. I don't know. Maybe this one right here. 2003 3500 4x4 quad cab. I don't know if this one's a manual or not, but you know, like some of these aren't, like this one has 258,000 miles on it. It's like $18,000, but I would assume for this truck, it's anywhere from like 22 to, you know, $35,000 or something. These trucks keep their value for like a while. Is that super high mileage or not too bad? Well, the one that he got has less miles on it than I think like all of these that I've seen so far. I think it has around this many miles on it. Trucks are expensive. They are. Yeah. But I mean, you can find less expensive trucks than this. It's just, there's a lot of things going for this one other than the grossness. So old guys tend to not drive too much either. 3,500, very expensive to begin with. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. It was a fun adventure. It was cool that we got it all like working. I did think that it was an adventure loading this. Because basically you have to load up a trailer like with the weight in an appropriate like location. So like you can't just load up, like this is one of the skid steer attachments, right? We loaded it up first. We put it up here near the actual trailer hitch, but you can't just like pull onto the trailer at that point, because then your skid steer will be way the shit back here and all the weight will be over the back of your trailer and it would be picking up on the back of your truck. That's not a good thing. So my buddy had to back the skid steer up onto the trailer. He doesn't have a lot of hours running a skid steer, and you don't have great visibility. And the way that these things work is like the wheels spin in like different directions or different amounts to like turn the skid steer, right? So the people trying to tell him how to back up onto the trailer were like, okay, go straight. And it's like, it's muddy and stuff out there. And so like it's slipping around on the ramps, and it's like, go straight is like the least helpful bit of advice that you could possibly give in this scenario. But we were basically there for like 12 hours. We got there at around 8 o'clock in the morning and we left at past 8 o'clock in the evening. So it was a long ass day. And I don't think that the house or cleaning out the truck or anything helped, which is why I think why I felt so terrible yesterday and why my voice is trying to fail me now. So is there anything else that was, I found a bunch of pogs. There was a random like locker or like storage tote that was full of toys from like the late 90s, early 2000s. And I have a Chuck E. Cheese keychain, some micro machines, and a bunch of pogs. I found a Black Ranger slammer, and I already gave it to Kung Fu. But I'll take a picture of some of these and show them off. Like there's some cool ones in here. There's some like really goofy ones. But there's some like holographic dinosaur pogs. Yeah. There was a random Power Ranger like pog in the group. There was a bunch of like yo-yos and micro machines and Hot Wheels and like the weird little rubber fingers. I don't know. It was a very like nostalgic crate that I just happened across. I would have taken more pictures of it, but like honestly, at that point in the day that I found it, I was so dead. Sometimes I don't like living in Europe. Power Ranger stuff is rare here. Box of Wonders. Yeah. it was a really weird box to have found. I don't have any pictures of that stuff, but I'll post some on the Discord. I will post some on the Discord. I'll take some after stream. I have like the bag right here with me. But it was just going to go into the trash, so I saved some of the stuff that was in it. Not too much, because like I didn't want... I ultimately, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this stuff, but need to at least like look at. But yeah, it was late as shit. I basically didn't get any sleep that day, and then I was sick. Yesterday I took the day. I didn't stream on Monday night because I was feeling terrible, and then I took yesterday off work. And I should have taken today off work, but I decided to go in and, you know, try to be productive and not fall too far behind. So, yeah, I think you got sick from the shit house. Genuinely, I might have it. Maybe it certainly didn't help. I mean, it was a stupid thing to have done, to have gone in there without any sort of protection. But I mean, I helped clean out this truck, and I was in like multiple barns that had like, they had been stagnant for like a couple years. So, and like, that's never good. Cause like you always get like, you know, mice and stuff when they run around in environments like that. You don't want to breathe that shit in. And I was basically surrounded by that for like a day. So, all right. It's too much growling. Hold on. Wow. Open song radio. But yeah, so it's probably why we're going to keep the stream short tonight. Go get checked out for the hentai virus. I think I'm okay. Like, if I'm not feeling better by like tomorrow, I may go back to the doctor and be like, hey, what the fuck? But I genuinely, I think I'm fine. I just like breathed in a bunch of gross shit, and my lungs don't like that anymore. So, bro, the Dodge Ram comes near the specs of the one you showed here in the Netherlands is $54,825. Yep. Like I genuinely, like, you wouldn't want this truck for like driving around or whatever, right? Like, it would be a terrible around town kind of truck. But my buddy who like could use a truck like this, it is basically like hitting the lottery. He'll keep that shit forever. It's geared more to light commercial. When that's the thing, like anytime that my, you know, car fucking dies and I need to toss it onto a trailer, who do you think I call? It's this guy. Even if I don't, you know, even if he doesn't come help me, like the last time that my Forester left me stranded somewhere, I was like, hey, can I borrow your trailer? And I borrowed his trailer and drug it around with my truck. But the number of vehicles that we've picked up in this truck behind here, like this is another one of his trucks, which he's replaced the rear axle in and done a bunch of work to it, but it's really tired. He bought this shit for like $800 like a decade ago. This is such a massive upgrade. It's ridiculous. It's actually like, it's difficult to like put into words how much more nice an actual 4-door truck that's meant for hauling around shit like this is going to be for, you know, anything that you need to haul. So it's really cool that we have this to use now in our friend group, and that he was able to get it all running and we were able to secure it for him. We may make another trip out there to pick this thing up with a little bit of elbow grease. I think it could be really cool. So $800 a decade ago, we'll probably go for 5K today on today's market. Right. A lot of paperwork, I assume too. I mean, yeah, there's certainly paperwork involved, but like we didn't really handle it's my buddy's like loosely related to this dude, and it was his uncle that's like out there trying to like clear out the property. So it's not like we had to like get all the paperwork handled right then and there. So road trip on the skid steer. Oh my God, Tinko. If anything, it'd be super cool to do road trip in this thing. That would be awesome. You could absolutely sleep 3 people in this motorhome. But I don't know if I'd be alive if we had access to a skid steer growing up. So like I went to his house one time after he bought like a desert racing truck.
Also, would you get skid strip certification later?
Skid strip, huh? Road strip to the north in the RV. I know a place to camp. I bet you do. He has like a desert racing truck, like think Baja truck. And his parents have a long driveway that kind of ends in a jump. And I remember like the year that he got that, I was at a Halloween party at his place, and we were just jumping the truck off the end of the driveway. And if we had a skid steer to be like, nah, that jump's not big enough, let's make it bigger. Like, imagine the destruction. All right, Chad. I think that about covers my lung damage from the weekend. I had wanted to put together like promo for the YouTube recommended stream that I want to do.
Jump the skid steer we ye to the bees, Mobley.
But I don't really know if I have it in me, and we've already hung out for pushing 2 hours now. So I think we may just wrap it up here, but I really do want to put together the form for you guys to fill out. So not this Friday, but what I'm aiming for is before the end of the week, I put out a similar form to what I did for the Twitter stream. And what you guys are going to have to submit is probably like a screenshot of your YouTube recommendations. So on YouTube, and let me know if I'm like, we can go over this quickly, but basically what I think I'll ask for is I just want you to go to your YouTube homepage and take a screenshot of your recommendations. So like this thing, skip this playables bullshit. Like this thing, I don't know, give me like your top 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5. Yeah. Give me like a couple screenshots of your recommendations. I'm tempted to also ask for your subscriptions, but I feel like we could just hold off on the subscriptions for now, and we just get the recommendations. And I think that we can do some cool stuff with that. Don't worry, like crazy shit's going to pop up on this, especially if you live in the States. Like, you're probably going to get political shit. I don't know. It's going to be neat to see what kind of overlap there is. I literally never visit YouTube main page. That's fine, because it's not really about like how you use YouTube. It's literally just me wanting to see what YouTube thinks it should serve up to you. It's very, very similar to the interest stream in that manner, because like, it's not like I really think that Tinko has like, some kind of lactation fetish, because he has, you know, milking and like, what was the other thing that was really sus in Tinko's fucking in Tinko's interest? Anyways, you know, I'm not going to treat this as fucking gospel, right? Like, don't feel weird about it. Please, chat. Like, I need you guys to actually submit nursing and shit. Yeah. Right. Like, submit this stuff, even if it's silly, that only adds to the content. So got to get the milk, got to get milk to make a cheese for them pizzas somehow. Yeah. Right. Exactly. See, Twitch Go understands. my YouTube homepage is much closer to my actual interests. And I think that it will be for most people. But does that sound like, you know, like we're getting enough information here? I'm basically going to ask for like who you are, a couple of screenshots of your recommendations, and then from there we're going to try to make another game show out of it. So I think it could be a lot of fun. If anybody has other suggestions real quick, I'm all ears. Or actually, like I'm not going to make this like 100% tonight. I'm going to start working on it tonight. I'm probably going to hop into the Discord after this and hang out for a little bit. Just checked, my YouTube homepage is actually on point except for a couple. Yeah, and I think that's going to be perfect. So we can basically choose to shit post with some of the stuff that's like outliers, or, you know, actually get a good feel for people. So whose dinner is this? But yeah, so I already archived all the fishing stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up like a recommendation channel on the Discord. If you have ideas for like questions I should ask in the form. Right now, what I'm thinking is basically just a couple screenshots worth of recommendations, your username, maybe some demographic stuff. I don't know. I will never trust YouTube. It took me blacklisting Mr. Beast's channel 4 times before it stopped recommending him. Well, of course. And especially with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is like, they make so much money off Mr. Beast. So of course they're going to keep serving it up to you. But I mean, it's like the RC cars keep getting suggested to me. It's insane. I have told YouTube so many times that I'm not really interested in RC cars. And holy shit, it is determined to get me to have RC cars as a hobby. Never had Beast recommended to me. Maybe it's because of maybe it's because the CPM in your country is too low, so they're like, we're not gonna make enough pushing Mr. Beast on this fucking guy. Whatever. We'll just let him watch whatever. Genuinely though, I bet that like weighs in the calculation. Maybe they have your demographics wrong or something. But yeah, Brainy, how many recommendations do you think you need to cook with? Like 20? 20 is going to be 4 rows worth of recommended videos. I guess so. Legion said something about desktop on PC desktop. So just post youtube.com in the forum. Got it. Darian, I swear to God. I swear to God. If somebody actually does that, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Seek help, but that's not really an uncommon thing for me to think about my chatters. So anyways, yeah, let's find somebody to raid because my voice is starting to get sad. So I watch YouTube on mobile. The main page is different on mobile. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I just take can you take long screenshots on your fucking phone? Just submit something, Legend. It'll be good for the content. I believe in you. Oh, God. Just take a picture of my phone. If you take a picture of your phone, I swear to God. Okay. I am starting something new today because I can't remember who I've rated. I have an actual, and where did I put my pen? There it is. I have an actual book here to start keeping track of who the fuck I've raided. Who did I raid last time? Finally using the raid browser. Raid browser doesn't tell me who I've raided, does it? Hold on, let me try. Of course, thank y'all for hanging out. If y'all would stick around for a little bit to spam some bees in whoever's chat we raid, I would appreciate it. Yeah, /raid browser is a thing. Search and filter. Hope we continue to feel better. Yeah. I hope so too, and I appreciate that. Rated me. Ultra Wings? Who dis?
Okay.
I don't think I've rated this person. So fuck it. Let's raid them. I'm going to raid Kaneko Mio playing Ultra Wings. Why are you slamming Twitchigo? Fuck, my top 10 is great right now. Not exactly accurate, but great for content. I love to hear that, McLennan. I had such funny recommendations months ago. I believe that it'll still be good. All right, chat. Grab a raid message. I will see you. Oh shit. Good raid heading out for me ranting about gross shit and random things for the past 2 hours. Thank you for hanging out, man. I don't know. It's never gonna not blow my mind that anybody shows up to these, and I just thank y'all. Thank you all for the head pats. Thank you, Juggernaut. I'm gonna get some fucking rest. I may hang out in the Discord for a little bit and work on this. So if you want to hang out in the Discord, give me like 15 minutes or something to grab some dinner, and I may be in there. If not, then I probably fell asleep. Anyways, love you all, and I will see you on Friday. We may just risk it and not watch the Cletus pay-per-view just on stream. I don't know. Haha. Ha 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 ha. But we may also just hang out in the Discord on Friday and watch that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I will see y'all on Friday, one way or another. Let's see some bees in Kaneko Mio's chat. They rated me. I don't think I've rated them before. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye. Why you like this, Twitchigo?